Hello friends, welcome to my class of physics. Now today you can see our topic is rigid body motion. Now when we talk about rigid body motion, in general it is translational motion and rotational motion. Now translational motion is easy to handle. Why? Because if we know the mass of the rigid body is capital M and the velocity is capital V, then we can tell that the total momentum will be mv, kinetic energy will be half mv square, right? Now today we are interested in the rotational motion of a rigid body, because we will see that what will be the general form of angular momentum of a rigid body when it is rotating, what will be the moment of inertia of that rigid body, and what will be the kinetic energy in general form of all those parameters. Okay, so let's start. So first we will discuss the angular momentum of a rigid body with a point fixed about the axis through the fixed point. That means if it is a rigid body and this is a fixed point O, then about the axis, this rigid body is rotating with omega angular velocity. So what will be the angular momentum of this rigid body, that we want to discuss. Okay, so you know the formula. So this is the angular momentum, omega we are writing here, and here for if we consider this is a particular point P, this is suppose jth particle. So if there is total n number of particles, we can tell a arbitrary particle as jth particle. Okay, so that is that point P. Now it is rotating like this. So if the distance of this P point from this fixed point O is Rj, then in that case omega is basically mj Rj cross Vj for that particular jth point. Now as there are n number of particles, we have to add all those terms. So that's why this summation is there, and you can see this is varying from 1 to n, as we are telling there are total n number of particles are there. So now you know that Vj is basically omega cross Rj. So now we have to find out this term. So this is similar to A cross B cross C. So we have to use that A cross B cross C formula what you have read in your 11th class when you have read the vector, right? So that formula you have to use. So let's use that. Now we have to solve Rj cross omega cross Rj. Now as I told, we have to use the formula, vector formula A cross B cross C. So if we do so, then here you can see omega, then Rj dot Rj, right? Then minus Rj omega dot Rj, right? And we are multiplying this mj. Now we have to solve this. We have to solve this in terms of x, y and z. So we can do like this. Here omega is basically omega x I cap plus omega y j cap plus omega z k cap in terms of vector. Now Rj dot Rj, that is xj square plus yj square plus zj square, right? Because Rj we can write xj I cap plus yj j cap plus zj k cap. So if we do the dot product, it will give us this. Now here Rj, right? So here we are writing mj here and mj here. So Rj is xj I cap plus yj j cap plus zj k cap. Then if we do the dot product of omega and Rj, then we will get this. Now we will multiply this and we will see how the form looks like. Okay. Now these are the form of all the angular momentums at different axes. So this is the x component of angular momentum, this is the y component of angular momentum, and this is the z component of angular momentum. Now let's try to understand what in this box it is written. So this form actually we have already calculated, right? So this part, first part, what we are considering, this one. So from here to here, from here to here, summation over j1 to n mj yj square plus j square. What is this? This is Ixx, right? Now what is this Ixx? Now if you remember in your 11th class, you have read about moment of inertia about a axis. Okay, so if we consider that axis is x-axis and your body is rotating about the x-axis, the moment of inertia you will write as Ix. Now if you consider the rotation is about y-axis, then in that case Iy. If you consider the rotation about z-axis, Ij. But here I am writing Ixx. So please remember Ixx here is similar to your Ix. But why I am writing double indices xx, similar type of thing, because here you can see there is one term that we are getting, that is Ixy. So let's see what is that. This is your Ixy, that is minus summation over j1 to n mj xj yj. So this is called the product of inertia. So here we will tell this one is at moment of inertia. Okay, this is your moment of inertia, what usually we tell, and this is called the product of inertia. Product of inertia. Now similarly here, this is your Ixj. This is your Ixj. Now how to calculate this product of inertia, that we will discuss in the next class. How you will calculate. For the time being, only you think that there is one component of your moment of inertia, that is actually product of inertia. When you consider a general rotation about a axis, means the axis of rotation is a general axis, not a particular axis, which actually give you that your angular momentum is simply you can write I into omega. Right. So when in your 11th class, if you remember, you simply write I omega. So that I is the moment of inertia about a particular axis, and that axis is very much interesting axis, that is called the principal axis. I shall discuss what is that. Principal axis of rotation. In that case, I can write omega equal to simply I omega. But in general, if the axis of rotation is very much general, in that case we have to consider the moment of inertia and product of inertia. So Ixz is another kind of product of inertia. Similarly here, if we see the y component, we have Ixy, then moment of inertia about y axis, and then product of inertia. Okay, so if we see the z component of angular momentum, we will get this. Now in this case, the j in general we can write like this. So I shall write like this, and then omega. So this I actually called the moment of inertia tensor. Okay, so this becomes now a tensor, and I write how it looks like, the tensor. Okay, so let's write that. And one thing you have to remember, that this Iyj and Iyj and Ijy is same. Okay, so here basically we are writing, if we see this part here, Yj is there, so that's why we are writing Yj. And in this case we have zy. If we write, that will be Ijy. So basically this is same, Iyz and Ijy. Okay, so that we have to remember, because in the moment of inertia tensor we will write like that. Okay, so let's write. Now this is the form of the moment of inertia matrix or tensor. So this is called moment of inertia matrix or tensor. So okay, so this is a 3 by 3 matrix, because we are considering 3-dimensional space. Now here Ixx, that is of this form, Iyy of this form, and Izz of this form, These are called moment of inertia of any body. In general, we should write Ixx, Iyy, Izz as I told. Now these are the product of inertia Ixy, Iyz, Ixz, and Ixy and Iyx is same. Iyz and Izzy is same. Ixz and Izs is same. Okay, so here you can see the angular momentum. We can write like this. So if you multiply Ixx with omega x, then Ix omega x, then Ixy plus Ixy omega y, then plus Ixz omega z. So in general, if we write the x component as we have already discussed, we can write Ixx omega x plus Ixy omega y plus Ixz omega z. So in this way, actually you know how the matrices are multiplied. Then similarly I omega y and I omega z we can write. Okay. So this is all about your angular momentum of a rigid body. Angular momentum of a rigid body when the axis of rotation is very much general. Okay. Now today I end here. Now in the next class I shall discuss about the kinetic energy, how the kinetic energy form will be looking like.